And now to Bill Melugin. He has a Fox News exclusive on the tragic consequences of an unsecured border. Hi, Bill. Been waiting to talk to you all morning.
Yeah, Dana, good morning to you. This illegal alien had a lengthy rap sheet here in California long before he ever killed these two California teenagers. He's got several felony convictions on his record, several convictions for driving without a license, but he was still out and about on California's roads. And this young American couple ended up paying the price for that. And now their killer is getting an early release. It was November 2021, a fiery collision on an Orange County freeway. A young couple dead, and the driver who crashed into them, a twice-deported illegal alien from Mexico with multiple felonies, in custody for being drunk, high, and speeding at nearly 100 miles per hour.
I got a knock on the door, and there's two police officers.
The pain written all over the face of Pavel Osokin, as he recalls being told his son Nikolai and his 19-year-old girlfriend Anya Varfolomeev, friends since they were kids, were gone.
They told me there was a horrible incident. My son and his girlfriend, Anya, basically were burned alive in their car.
She was my daughter.
Anya's father, Anatoly, got a similar knock on the door that night.
He said Anya's name. I said, yes, it's my daughter. My wife came downstairs and she was screaming and crying. She said, no, 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 no.
In spring of 2022, a jury convicted Oscar Eduardo Ortega Anguiano on 2 counts of gross vehicular manslaughter while intoxicated. A judge sentenced him to 10 years. But on Easter Sunday, the family say they received this notice from the California Department of Corrections that on July 19th, he'll be getting out.
2 years for killing 2 kids. It's confusing to me. Why you give them 10 if they're going to spend 5 and then 3?
Yeah, 2 young, productive American citizens killed for nothing. And that illegal immigrant who already has been deported twice is going to be released again?
In a statement, the Department of Corrections wouldn't confirm the release, but said in part, quote, incarcerated persons may earn credits for participating in rehabilitative programming, which may move their parole dates to an earlier date. Anya and Nikolai's families are now sending letters to the state, calling for Ortega Anguiano to serve his full sentence.
All those dreams were cut short just by one person who was not even supposed to be on that freeway. I will never forgive this guy. Never, ever.
I hope he's going to stay in prison. I hope he's going to get old in prison. And I hope he's going to get kicked out from our country in the end.
And Dana, ICE confirms to Fox News they have placed a detainer on this illegal alien with the California Department of Corrections. Their hope is that the state will transfer him to their custody upon his release from prison in July. As for the victims' families, they are now left wondering, what are 2 lives worth here in the state of California? They say, apparently, only a little more than 3 years. We'll send it back to you.
Bill Melugin, thank you.
So Tom Homan joins us from the North Lawn White House. And sir, thank you for your time today. There's a lot to get to, and I know for a lot of our viewers, we're covering a lot of different cases that involve very different people in different parts of the country in different states. Just react to Bill's reporting right there from California first. Let's begin there.
Well, look, you know, Bill, everybody asks why I get so emotional on network TV, why I get emotional when I testify, because I've met hundreds of angel moms and dads and hear every story. I'll never forget any of those stories. It's just a tragedy. But I'll make this commitment right now. I'll work with Secretary Noem on this case, and I guarantee you, if they don't honor a detainer, we have ICE agents outside that facility to take custody of this individual and deport him. He's been deported several times, which means he's a felon. Re-entry the country at the form of deportation is a felony. We will prosecute him and we will deport him. I'll make that commitment. I'll work with Secretary Noem to make sure that happens.
I want to bring up one other thing before we get to the bigger picture, and that is, for example, when someone on the left go against you, they will say, oh, it's just like 1 or 2 people, right? Well, that's not the case, as you know. And here's another example. There was a young woman, a mother of 2, killed in Maryland. Again, Maryland, mother of 2. Her name was Guerra. And she is one of Senator Van Hollen's constituents, and her mother, who is Lesbia Melith Ramirez Guerra. I'm sorry, that was the woman who was killed. The mother is devastated, just like those fathers were that you just saw. This is what Van Hollen said. I cannot imagine the grief and pain that the family of Miss Guerra is feeling right now. My heart goes out to them during this incredibly difficult time as they mourn her loss. I thank all of those in law enforcement who have been part of the extensive search effort and investigation. Now Miss Guerra's family and friends and our community will see her suspected killer and anyone involved in this crime face justice in a court of law. Courts of law are where we punish the guilty and provide for the due process rights of all. That is why it is important to respect the rule of law and the decision of our courts. But the issue is that the woman who was killed didn't get that chance for due process. There she is right there on your screen. And the senator, I know what the point he's trying to make, but the point that the president was trying to make yesterday in the Oval Office is we have a huge number of illegal immigrants in this country that are affiliated with these gangs. And to go one by one is going to take years and years and years that we don't have in order to protect the rest of the citizens. So how do you think this gets solved in the end?
Well, first of all, Van Hollen's statement is just ridiculous. If you want more safety for the citizens of Maryland, then stop being a sanctuary state. Work with ICE. When you arrest a public safety threat that's in the country illegally, work with ICE. Let us in that jail so we can get them in the safety and security of jail rather than release them back in the public, which creates a public threat. Finally, you know, what's happening right now across the country, we have district court judges shutting us down across the country. There's a reason they're district court judges. They're not national judges. But as you mentioned earlier when talking to Bill, you got New York judge district court, you got a district court in Colorado putting a national ban on our activities. They're a district court judge. We got to get this to the Supreme Court as quick as possible. District court judges can't overrule the president's executive orders. This is what we got to get fixed right away in the Supreme Court so we can actually keep the president's promise to American people that we're going to remove national security threats and public safety threats.
Yeah, on that point, we're fighting a lawnmower. Our apologies to our viewers at home. This is very important now, okay? Yesterday, the president said this, and I quote, "We cannot give everyone a trial because to do so would take, without exaggeration, 200 years. Now, the court has said that those subject to the statute needed to be given the opportunity to challenge their removal. To me, I interpret that as a sense of due process. How do you interpret that?
I think due process was given, like the Maryland father, the MS-13 terrorist that was removed. He had due process. He was ordered removed by 2 different immigration judges. But here's what they're doing, Bill. Here's the plan. The Biden administration overwhelmed the system. 10.5 million people came to the border. They know it's going to take years to get through the court docket. By then, they're hoping there's another Democratic administration in. They'll have U.S. citizen children. Then all of a sudden, nobody wants them removed. We're spoiling their plans to have future Democratic voters and through a census, have control of the House. Through a census vote, Democratic sanctuary cities get more seats in the House. This is their plan. That's why they overwhelmed the system. That's why they didn't detain them. When they detain them, they get a hearing in 35 days. They released them. Now it's going to take 5 to 7 years. They're going to keep playing this game to the immigration courts through appeal after appeal after appeal, district judge, to slow us down because their hopes is they'll gain power again, then they can warrant amnesty to 10 million illegal aliens that are released in this country illegally. That is their plan, and we're trying to remove these public safety threats and national security threats as quick as possible. They're putting every roadblock imaginable in front of us to prevent us from doing that.
My last question, I'm sorry about the lawnmower, but it'll be quick. Would it help you if Congress were to pass a law making it more clear on how to deal with this situation right now? Would that be of use for you all as you try to deal with it?
Absolutely. Congress needs to take action. They can solve the border crisis by simply addressing 3 laws, the TVPRA on children, the asylum laws, and the Florida Settlement Agreement. If they make those 3 changes and those 3 laws, they've solved 90% of the border problems forever.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Tom Homan, thank you. And thanks for dealing with that distraction there. Sir, we will talk again soon, okay? There's a lot to cover, and we shall. Thanks.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.